G'day guys. This one's starting off a little bit differently because I had to redo the voiceover. Somehow I did a voiceover and I doubled it up. Anyway, this video is number 8 in the series and it is talking all things gesso. So what is gesso? Gesso is a sealant that we use to put over our papers when we are doing scrapbooking, so we can apply mixed media to the page without destroying the integrity of the cardstock that we're using. Basically, you can get cardstock and I use it all the time. The Vicky Bouton Foundations paper is amazing. It is designed for mixed media and you don't need to put gesso on that. But if you're like me, you prefer to buy, don't get me wrong, I like it, I use it, I love it, but I also use just normal cardstock. So when I'm adding gesso to cardstock, that's when I'm using the cheaper cardstock and I'm just trying to work with the integrity of the paper. Now, the first one that I showed you there was a Montmartre one. It's a textured gesso, and this one is, and I think I show you here, I've used a fair bit of it because I thought it was the duck's nuts, to be quite honest with you, and until I realized that all gessos are not created equal. It is fantastic and I use it on canvas. I prefer to use this one on canvas when I'm doing jobs that I've been commissioned for, and this one is my baby. This is the one that I love the most out of all the gessos that I have. This is the Finnabair Art Basics clear gesso. So when you add it to the paper, those ones on to the right there are white, okay? This one is clear. Now, it now comes in this packaging. So I'm still using the old, it's the same stuff, but it's in the older packaging. They've now made it in a tub. So I don't know. I haven't even opened it yet, to be honest, because I'm making sure that I use all of the old stuff first. And it's dollar value the same, weight value the same, everything's the same except it's in a tub. Now, I bought this the other day just to give it a try. This is black gesso. This is the Dina Wakley. It's made by Ranger and it is jet black gesso, and I've never used black gesso before. I always just put clear gesso over my black pages. So I decided to give this a crack, and you can see it there. I have already put down the gessos to let them dry on the cardstock. They don't take very long to dry, and I used that 2-inch silicone brush that you can see next to me, and that's what I use to spread it out with to get it nice and smooth. Sometimes, well, if I'm doing a canvas, I like a bit of texture in the gesso, providing it's covering it properly. It doesn't bother me if there's a few lines and wrinkles. But when I'm scrapping, I like it to go on nice and smooth. So if you've got a bit of a lump in it, it sort of will drive the mixed media. When you add liquid, it'll sort of go in channels, if you know what I mean. So that's why I like the silicone brush. I use the 2-inch one and I think it's magnificent. To be honest, if they had a 3-inch one, I'd buy that because it would get the job done even quicker and it would probably make it even smoother. So what I'm showing you there is a few different mediums that I use regularly on my layouts, and they are, I'm using, at the moment, I'm just diluting some water-based acrylic paint. So it's acrylic paint. You can mix it with water, dilute it down a little bit, because all I'm showing you is what effect the gesso has when you add a wet medium to it. Now, I diluted this down. I was going to pull out a watercolor paint, but I already had this on the desk, so that's why I just decided to use this one. So as you can see, I'm using the exact same product on each one, and what you will notice, and I'll draw your attention to it because I do touch it and I shouldn't have. The second one, which is the Montmartre white gesso, can you see how it's kind of separating on the cardstock and the paint isn't staying together. Can you see how it's sort of splitting it? That is, I'm just doing this for giggles, by the way, putting it on top of black gesso just to see what it'll do. I've never used it, to be honest. But can you see the second one from the right? See how it's separated compared to the clear gesso, which is the third one from the right. See how it's staying all together? The textured cardstock, the textured one, Montmart one, it's staying together. It's not a problem. But that's what I say. When I say all gessos are not made equal, I find the Montmart white one, it sort of splits it's plasticky. It has like a sort of a plastic, when it dries, it has a sort of plastic vibe to it. Therefore, as you can see, it's splitting. You can see it splitting. And I do come in with the brush and I do run over it again, and I shouldn't have done that because I was trying to give you an honest, straight up. You can see that one there. That's the Montmart textured one. It works a treat. I don't use textured one on my layouts as much because I like the glue and my ephemera to stick to my page. But I do use that one, as I said, that one and the other Montmart one I use on canvases when I'm doing large canvases. So, and it works a treat. So, as you can see, all I'm doing here is just buying some time so you can see what it does. So this is the one. By the way, these videos are not designed to bag a product. They're not designed to bag a company. They are just about giving you my opinion in the way that I use them. So see, now I'm mixing it back through again, and you can pull it back together. It just takes a lot more work. Notice, well, I'm just doing it simply on a little card here, but the card next to it, the Finnabair Art Basics one, it's made by Prima. It doesn't need you to come in a second time to make sure it's still together. The way you put it down is the way it stays. It doesn't shift on the page. And that's what I look for in a gesso. The black one, it's doing the same. It's holding its own. It's not moving around. It's literally where I put it is where it's staying. So the two on the far left are the ones that I would recommend you buy if you were starting out with mixed media to get a good end result. Are they more expensive? I'm actually going to say no, they're not, because the Montmart ones have gone up in price as well, and you get the same amount of product. I find that for me personally, I think that it's much of a much. I don't really have a problem with it. You do you buy the one that you think will give you the result you want. And to be completely honest with you, I don't really feel a need to hunt around for another one. That's my favourite one. I know that's the old packaging, but that's my favourite gesso. The Finnabair Art Basics Clear. It doesn't... What I was noticing with the white one is I felt like it was... you know when you get red and you add white paint to it and you get pink? That's what I was finding what was happening on my page. Not only was it splitting, and I'm pointing it out there where it's splitting again, yeah, I just found that it sort of diluted it. The clear doesn't do that. But you do you. You buy what you like, what gives you the result that you're looking for, and, you know, hunt around. There might be another one out there that I haven't found yet. Let me know below. If you've got value out of this video, I would love to see a thumbs up or a comment, or share my channel, my video, whatever, with your friends. Maybe you've never tried mixed media before and you'd like to give it a go. It doesn't have to be messy. It doesn't have to be splats everywhere all over your workspace. So this is pretty much where I'm at now. So I'm nearly finished this video. So if you would like to share all that sort of bizzo, this one is 1 out of 21 videos in this playlist, and they're all short like this, just giving you lots of information as quick as I can to get you on the road to creating some awesome scrapbook layouts. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you, and I will chat to you soon. Bye for now.